Welcome to this special episode of Access SCC, where we will take a look back at the year that was 2014. Stay tuned, Access SCC starts right now. So it's another year in the books for us here at SCC, and so we're going to take a look back at kind of some of the things that we did with Access SCC and also some of the events that took place here at the facility as a whole. So let's start off with some of the tutorials that we do here, because that's primarily one of the features that we do, and one of the aspects that is part of Suburban Community Channels is we do a lot of teaching. So in Access SCC we did a lot of tutorials this year, ranging from in the studio, camera techniques, as well as editing techniques. And so why don't we start off and talk a little bit about some of the interview techniques that we talked about this year.
Yeah, I remembered it was, I had you guys actually be my subjects, and it was quite a fun time because you guys were joking around a lot with, what was it, where you guys were from, good interview questions versus bad interview questions.
Yeah, it was kind of fun because we just sat and talked and interviewed, and you didn't use half the stuff that we said, which is fine. But that was good because then it shows another side of things. It's not just the actual technical side of stuff, where how to operate a camera, how to edit. It's something to actually improve your product as a whole, which I think is beneficial for producers to learn. Yeah,
absolutely.
And kind of going into some of the equipment, we had our prompter that we did.
Yes.
And so that's one of our more unique pieces of equipment that we use here.
Yeah, I think we're really trying to get people to use that prompter more because it's really awesome that you can do your prompting out in the field, which is a new thing that we've had the last couple years. And it's really exciting, I think, to be able to do that and not have to worry about, is your person going to be able to say all the right stuff? Are you going to catch all the right information? Having that little iPad out in the field is really helpful.
Yeah, and it is really fun because a lot of people, I wish people would utilize it a lot more than they actually do, because it'll improve your quality of product a lot more with that.
And I think also with that, we wanted to show how easy it was to use it, because I think oftentimes people get scared of how big the box is or the container it is, or that there's this big huge piece, or that the fact that they are using an iPad. I just wanted, I think we wanted to show that it was really easy to use.
Yeah.
Yep. And everything that we use for Access SCC and then to actually produce our program, what we teach is actually techniques that we use for the show. And I think that's one thing that we can talk, because like all of our stand-ups that we do at the beginning of all our episodes uses the teleprompter that we have. We're using those things. And like even with editing techniques, when we do multi-camera shoots, like kind of what we're doing right now, it's teaching people the kind of the multicam editing, and that was something that we focused or featured as well in the tutorials, and just showing how easy it is that if you are out in the field and want to shoot something and you have multiple cameras, like a concert or another special event, or you have a guest speaker or something like that, or you're doing your debates and things like that, that you can have kind of that studio-esque aspect of your editing once you bring it back here to the studio or bring it back to the edit suites and actually cut those things together. So we're always trying to help and improve what our producers are doing as a whole. So we're going to take a quick look at some of the tutorials that actually aired on Access SCC this past year.
During the interview, open the interview with easier questions.
So how many years have you worked at Suburban Community Channels?
3 years.
It is important to use open-ended questions.
So how did you hear about SCC?
I found it on a job hunting website. I hadn't heard of SCC before, but I had been to CTV in high school, so I was familiar with the type of place that this was, and I was really excited to apply.
Having trouble remembering your lines? SCC has a solution for you. Our portable iPad teleprompter system. This teleprompter system is available to everyone who has taken our Advanced Field Production Tools class. Once certified, anyone can check out this amazing piece of equipment. To set up, follow these simple instructions. Now you can read your lines right off the teleprompter. No holding a script, no memorizing.
Wait, haven't you heard of multicam productions?
What is that?
Well,
Multicam production is an easy way to record multiple angles of the same thing all at the same time. The most important thing you need to do when doing a multicam production is to set up a sync point. This is how you will be able to match the video up together once you are editing. Just remember, do not stop the cameras, or else you will need to set a new sync point. Now, the editing process can be a little intimidating with multicam production, but if you follow these steps, it will go rather smoothly for you. So throughout the year, SCC is really busy with some of the activities that we do and some of the events that we put on. And this year, actually, just this past month, we finished up with our annual Excellence in Community Television Awards. And we actually had a new venue this year, right?
Yep, Kellerman's Event Center, which we got tons of rave reviews for. Everybody loved it. Beautiful space, and it worked out really well. That was great.
Yeah, I know that was the one thing is everyone kept asking, like, what was this building before? It's a really cool building. And I couldn't actually answer that. I think we didn't actually find out what it was.
Well, I think Sharon was saying it used to be a dance studio upstairs.
That makes sense.
Because it was a wide open space, but she says she remembered it being a dance studio at some point.
Okay.
So
yeah, it's nice having some of our resident producers that have been from White Bear like almost their entire lives and stuff. Kind of hear some of the history of that. And then too, the actual awards process was a little bit different this year as well.
Yep. And so this year we took the liberty to actually give the producers the power to submit their own shows to be nominated for the awards categories. So we had our normal awards categories. I believe there was Excellence in Multi-Faith Programming, Community Involvement, Outstanding Creative, and then we also had
Technical and Production Excellence.
Yep, exactly. And then our normal New of the Year and Volunteer of the Year. But so those two we had picked, staff did. But the other ones were up for submissions. And so they submitted a 5-minute clip. And then we had judges outside of SCC. So we had no hand in it at all. And so they were the ones who selected for those awards. So I think we had some really great award winners. I believe it was Sharon and George DiGidio for Excellence in Multi-Faith Programming, and then we had Barb Britton for Outstanding Creative, and then we had Randy LaFoy for Community Involvement, and then last but not least, I think it was Kevin Suki for Technical and Production Excellence. So. Yeah.
And that was nice because we had two people that haven't won anything, kind of new, fresh to it, that were able to kind of jump in.
And the submission process really increased people's involvement in it, which I think is really nice, that they were invested, they submitted, they wanted us to see the work that they had done. And it was much more, it was fair, it was, with the judges and everything. I think it was a great improvement that way. So we're looking forward to continuing that, I believe, in the coming years.
Yep. And then we also had our Noob of the Years. We actually gave it to 3 guys that kind of do a project together. It was Matt Hudson, Chris Dries, and Jeff
Crandall,
that do the Poker Dabbler show. And then our Volunteer of the Year was actually Lauren Cedarstrom this year, which is quite deserving person. He's very involved inside and outside of the actual facility itself. So that's quite deserving.
Yeah, and we do the public access programming video that you put together. It highlights the work that everybody does, because it's really nice just to acknowledge how much work everyone puts into their projects, their programs, and it's impossible to acknowledge all of it, but we try as best we can, because the hard work is really worth acknowledging.
And I think that's what's kind of fun too, is whenever you go to some of these other conferences and stuff like that, or you meet with other public access staff from around the country, and you talk about how much you do, and like the fact of every night except for Tuesday night, we have a live show coming out of our studios.
Yeah.
And a lot of these other facilities are just amazed at how much content is actually coming out of here. And just talking to other facilities in the metro and stuff, and how they're submitting all their shows to those other facilities too. So it's a real credit to all the people that do produce out of Suburban Community Channels.
Yes.
And so we also had a lot of other events, like our bi-monthly Producers Club. We had some very nice special guests in. We had actually a former staff member who was Luis Iglesias. He came and actually talked about creating your own story idea from scratch and making it unique. And so that was a really good. That one seemed like it got a lot of positive feedback from producers.
Yeah, people had a lot of great questions in that one, and they were kind of using his expertise to help develop their own ideas, and I think it was really productive for everybody.
And I think it was nice because he talked a lot about pre-production, which we don't really go into depth here. So I think he was talking about how to make a schedule, how to find your locations, you know, kind of base those things and plan. I think that was the biggest thing. It was planning your event or whatever subject it was.
And focusing on your message, which sometimes people get wrapped up in the technical stuff and they forget to really, what am I trying to say and how do I achieve that based on planning and pre-production purposes.
Yep. And then we also had the great privilege of having Bo Zhang from Care 11. She actually came and talked about being a multimedia journalist, or kind of like a one-man band when it comes to producing your own stuff. And that one I found really fascinating. And I feel like I learned a lot from her, even with just her presenting that.
Yes. It was interesting because she showed up at Putts for Ray, and we could see how she set up all her stuff by herself, and she was really, really working hard, and it was cool to hear her come talk about it. Having seen her do her work and then have her come talk about how difficult it is and how hard she works, it's really impressive and really a good inspiration for people here.
Well, you know, and with equipment nowadays too, you can do things by yourself. You don't need a whole huge crew of 10 people. Of course, you know, it's always nice to have an extra person there to help you man the camera, but when worst case scenario, you have to just, you know, shoot something by yourself. It was a very good example of how to do that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And so now we'll take a quick look at some of the events that happened here in 2014.
Welcome to our annual Excellence in Community Television Awards, and thank you for helping us celebrate tonight 30 years of community television in these communities.
And we are here because everybody in the community has taken an interest in what community media is all about. And community media, we are a family. We believe in what we're doing. We believe in the free speech, that the great platform that community media and the SCC has given everybody in the community.
And we will move forward into our SCC Awards.
Well, thank you for being here tonight. And we look forward to seeing you at the facility tomorrow and every day thereafter. Thank you very much.
We focus a lot in cable access in how to use the equipment, but sometimes the people learning the production process to create a conceptualization or develop a concept for your television program. So this class or lecture is about the step that you have to take and the things that you have to do to develop a concept for your TV show.
Thank you again for coming in on a Saturday to do this. I'm going to talk a little bit about my workflow as a multimedia journalist. Some people call us one-man bands, one-woman bands, backpack journalists, whatever you call it. Basically, I can shoot and edit my own stuff. At first, I said I wanted a photographer for the story because there were so many layers and there were so many places to go. And I was told no, and I thought, oh my God, this story is gonna suck now because I'm not gonna, how am I gonna talk to people and they're gonna share these emotional stories and I'm gonna be moving this camera around, how am I gonna do that? And shooting this alone ended up being the best thing ever.
So we had a lot of extra fun things that kind of happen throughout the year. One of the things that we really take pride in is the youth media that is really starting to ramp up a lot over the past couple of years here at Suburban Community Channels. And I know, Andrea, you have a big hand in that.
Yeah, we did a cool segment this year of us accepting our awards from the Northern Star Council. Molly Long came over and gave us our Marketing Award, our Journey to Excellence Award, and our Post of the Year Award. And the kids were really excited to get those awards, to see their work acknowledged. It's been a really great year. We're just hoping that things will continue to progress, but also the kids had their stuff in the .edu Film Festival, which was really exciting. So yeah, we're off to a good start, and we're hoping things keep going well.
Yeah, and I know we started kind of a new program with the library, the Girls Speak program, which is actually really unique and really fascinating.
Yeah, the girls made a great video based off of the camp. It was about gym class and how it could be more gender neutral, and the video looked great. They did a wonderful job, and so we were really proud to air that on Access SCC as well.
And then every summer also, there's another youth program that you do.
Yes, Teen Video Boot Camp had another successful year. We had almost 10, I think we had 10 kids participate, and they made a really cute video about wolves that live in the library. It was really funny. They did a great job, and we had some special effects. They submitted it to some film festivals. It was really exciting. So all of that stuff is going really, really well.
Which is great. So, and then we also had a little bit of fun on our own with some of the segments that we did this year. We always like to kind of go a little extra creative with our Intro to Mac promo that we did this last year. And so you're already laughing, so why don't you talk a little bit about that?
I'm laughing at how ridiculous it was.
Yes, it was.
You know, we're just always trying to have fun with it. I think that's the biggest thing is sometimes we get too structured with our tutorials that I find that, you know, we like to have fun with it and, you know.
Yeah, that was my favorite shot, was you trying to use the Mac and then getting like all frustrated, and that was the best part.
And then like looking at the mouse, what is this thing?
Oh yeah, I think it's fun. And it emphasizes the point, even if it's ridiculous, that if you are having problems, we can help you. So.
Well, and I think it played off of those late night infomercials where they're just like, oh, I'm going to sit down with a tray and I'm so clumsy kind of thing. So yeah, exactly. it really went off that. Yeah, we had some other ones with our camera support too.
Yes.
That was a really great one where you had done the camera support. And you also, I hear, did the voices.
Yeah, wonderful voice acting.
So each one of the characters, I guess you want to call it, had their own unique voice, and some of them kind of sounded identical, but they meshed together. It was kind of your really, really bad British and then really bad Southern. I'm never gonna get a job at Pixar or Disney as a voice actor. I know that for sure. But it was fun too. It's just kind of being different, and because when you think, oh, camera support group. It was kind of amusing.
People really liked that one. We got a number of comments.
And I like the fact that they were all kind of sitting around in a circle, like we were actually talking and stuff.
Yes.
And you know, when you're sitting here for 40 hours a week kind of by yourself at times, sometimes you do talk to the gear, I guess. So, I don't know,
it's only a problem if they talk back.
Yes, it is.
It happens with you.
Yeah, well, okay, yeah, it does. It's those mornings by myself, you know.
But I thought it was good, too, to highlight each of those camera supports, just like the teleprompter. I feel like oftentimes they get overlooked. I thought it was really great, even though it was really fun in nature, but it did have, you know, a purpose to it.
Well, everyone gets a tripod with their camera, and I think it's easy to forget that that's not your only option. We have several things that they can take out for depending on, you know, your situation. So that was really great to highlight that, I think.
And so we're going to take a quick look at a couple of those fun little features that we did, as well as our youth media.
On March 25th, Molly Long from the Northern Star Council attended our post meeting to present us with 3 new awards. The first, a Silver Level Journey to Excellence Award. The second was the Marketing Award. The third was for Post of the Year. SCC Explorers were thrilled to receive such recognition for their hard work.
First of all, this is Miss Winters.
Hi.
I, as you know, is Mr. Truck. Today we are going to be playing toss.
Come on, Adam. Come on, throw it to us. What? I told you guys are losers. Why not throw it to us? Where are we?
I don't know, but we're completely lost.
I think this might be an abandoned library.
Really?
Okay, let's just look for her phone.
Yes!
Have you always been a PC computer user? Have you ever thought about switching to a Mac computer, but then said to yourself, I can't do this. There's only one button on the mouse. Or have you tried to use a Mac but found yourself in utter confusion and mayhem? Well, SCC has the answer for you. Intro to Mac Computer class.
Welcome to this month's Camera Support Group meeting. Yes, remember, this is a safe place, so feel free to open up and tell us how you truly feel.
Alright, I'll go first. Hi, I'm Tripod, and I'm a camera support, but I do feel like I'm used and taken advantage of.
Hi, I'm Figrig, and I'm a camera support. I feel people don't know who I am or what I do.
I'm Jib, and I'm a camera support. I am the largest one here and the heaviest. I feel people don't know what I'm capable of.
Okay, I'm Shoulder Mount, and I'm a camera support. I feel lanky and awkward. People just throw me up on their shoulder and think nothing else.
Shoulder Mount, you are important. And people do throw you up on their shoulders because that's how you're used. You are all important. And you have roles that are very unique to each one of you.
We hope you've enjoyed a look back at some of our 2014 segments. As this year comes to a close, we have one more change coming up this year, and that is a staffing change as Ryan Hickok is moving on from SCC. So you want to tell us a little bit about your new plans?
So I will be moving on to a position at Tightrope Media Systems. So I'll kind of be still I'll be in the television field still, and actually still involved a little bit with community media and PEG facilities, because their main, the products that they produce and created really support community media centers.
Any favorite memories from the last 3.5 years?
I don't know. Like I've been talking with producers and staff about just what's been going on in there, and kind of like what I'm gonna miss and look at, or things that I enjoyed. And I think the big thing with just any other job is the things that I'm gonna miss the most is the people, and just that the experiences that you gained with everybody, and that you learn a lot from working with some of the producers, and some of the problems and issues that arise with equipment and gear. It kind of helps you grow and develop, because you're trying to troubleshoot and learn the new technology and make sure that it's in a operating fashion for everybody.
Well, I was gonna ask you what you're gonna miss most, but I think you kind of answered that. So, well, who are you gonna miss most out of the both of us? Just kidding. You don't have to answer that.
Yeah. Neither.
But we're gonna miss you, Ryan, and so.
I think I will miss keep messing up your guys' names, being.
Yes.
Or at least just the reactions you get whenever I call you Andrea or Amanda, and vice versa and stuff.
Amandria?
So. Amandria.
Maybe they'll hire another A name and it'll be chaos.
Oh, that would be exciting.
Yeah.
So.
I will remember you. Will you remember me? Don't let your life pass you by. Weep not for the memories. Remember the good times that we had. Let them slip away from us when things got bad. How clearly I first saw you smiling in the sun. Wanna feel your warmth upon me. I wanna be the one. I will remember you. Will you remember me? Don't let your life pass you by. Weep not for the
sleep, standing on the edge of something much too deep. It's funny how we feel so much, cannot say a word. We are screaming inside, but we can't be heard. I will remember you. Will you remember me? Don't let your life pass you by. Weep not for the memory.
To close out, would you like to close out your final Access SCC episode?
All right. Well, thanks for joining us on this episode of Access SCC. You can always learn more about Suburban Community Channels by visiting our website or by following us on Facebook and Twitter, and you can always stop by our facility or give us a call. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Like when I'm doing this for some reason? Okay.
And then when we did, we were talking about
I do kind of
youth media and explorers.
I don't block Ryan's shot with my hand.